guys, how's it going? I hope you're all having a wonderful week. Today's video is going to be a current favorites. I haven't filmed a favorites video in quite some time, so I wanted to sit down and show you guys my favorite items of the moment. I've actually been using a ton of the same stuff over the last few months, so a lot of my favorites I know you guys have seen, but I still wanted to share them. And I do have a lot of new hair stuff to share with you because ever since my hair is shorter, I have been using some different products that I have really been loving. But yeah, it has been snowing, you guys, here in Calgary, but it's finally sunny out. I can feel like springtime is finally on the horizon. Whoa, that is a orange self-tanned arm, but that's fine. So yeah, if you would like to see my favorites currently, let's jump into it. All right, my first favorite here is from Dermablend. This is their Flawless Creator Multi-Use Liquid Pigment. This is basically just a pure pigment foundation, and I just love this. I know I mentioned it in a video where I actually was applying it to my face, but I just think it's very unique because not only can you use it as an all-over foundation, you can also use it to mix into products. So I like to mix this in with my sunscreen, with lower coverage foundations, or just using it on its own, and it truly gives the skin the most weightless, beautiful coverage to it. It's something that I reach for every day. Like, I mix a few drops in regardless of what I am using that day, and I just really like it. I think it is such a great product. I highly recommend it. The formula is just very cool, and yeah, it's very good. It's awesome. Next is this little interesting product, I will say, from Skinceuticals. This is their antioxidant lip repair, and it's restorative treatment for damaged or aging lips. Now, it says it has vitamin E in there, and it helps to rehydrate the lips and also helps with lip tissue wrinkling. But what I have been loving this for mainly is my dry lips. So unlike a lip balm, like basically any other lip product out there, this actually comes out as a moisturizer. So at nighttime, I use this, and I put this on my lips and also kind of like on the surrounding area, and I have found it has helped my dryness in my lips so much. It's like, it really is repairing. Like, it says that it's a restorative treatment lip repair, and that's exactly what it does. And it just like, it feels like the most nourishing cream, and it's actually this weird feeling because it truly just feels like cream on your lips, which is why I wouldn't apply this in the daytime. But yeah, at nighttime, as like part of like, you know, your skincare, it is very enjoyable to use. And I have noticed, like, even though I use it just once a day, that it actually helps to keep my lips hydrated throughout the day as well. As far as some eyeshadows, I know I've mentioned this NYX Lid Lingerie so many times on my channel, but I love the shade selection in here. I always start off by applying this guy, this peachy shade in my lid, like in my crease area, I mean. I'll mix in this more kind of like burnt orange one just a little bit if I'm going for a warm look. I'll do the lavender one if I'm doing cool toned. These two brown shades are really just usable, wearable, usable. User-friendly is what I'm looking for. And if you need a great matte eyeshadow palette, I would recommend this one 100%. I find I reach for it because it's just so easy. And I find that this peach shade is just perfect. I love a peach eyeshadow. I think it's very flattering. And yeah, like I said, I know I've mentioned this a million times, but it's because it's so good and it's just a great little gem of a palette. Another eyeshadow palette that I have been using a ton, especially in conjunction with the Lid Lingerie palette, is also from NYX, and this is the Love You So Mochi palette. These eyeshadows are very cool because they actually have kind of that like squishy consistency to them. Now, not so much that you like deform the product when you put your finger in it, but I love the shade selection in here. I know I'm gonna use this one a ton in the summer because it's so corally and just warm, and I've really been liking this shade over here, this guy, and I actually do really like that this vanilla shade over here is matte, because when you have these extremely shimmery reflective shadows on your lids, I really enjoy to pair it with a matte inner corner highlight. But yeah, I think that this formula of shadow is really unique, and I like the shade selection, and this is just, I think I said this in a video before, but this is the type of shades that I just really like. Like, all of them over here, like, I love these like taupey ones that are a little bit more cool toned. This one's a little, like, it's a neutral shade, this burgundy. I think this like darker grayish I like this palette a lot. And yeah, like NYX, as you guys know, holds a special place in my heart. The Urban Decay Backtalk palette is another palette that I cannot stop using. It is something that has sat right here on my little makeup area and I have reached for constantly since I got it, so over a month ago now. And so I talked about it in a video, but it basically has two sides to it and this removable mirror. And I actually have grown to really enjoy this mirror because you can get so close. Like even right now, like I can see that I have a lot of eyebrow hairs that need to go away, but it's only this mirror that shows me those things. So it's a blessing and a curse. But basically you have the palette here once the mirror is removed, and I just love the shades in here. I will say that there were a lot of like negative reviews on this palette. I don't know why. Like it's really good. Like I feel like nowadays people, like we are so hard on makeup. Like there's so much selection out there. We have so many options that I feel like, man, like it would be tough releasing new products as a company because it's like the scrutiny is real, I will say. But I really do like this palette. I love these two highlighters. I like using this one more as like a blush, this one as a typical highlighter, but it has this beautiful kind of like taupey undertone to it. It's very reflective without looking glittery. Double Take is what the blush I have on today. I love doing like a light dusting of it because it gives such a natural look to your cheeks. Like this is the shade my cheeks go when I'm actually flushed. This one over here, Cheap Shot, I haven't used this one a lot. It really has that like plum undertone to it, but I have used it as eyeshadow a little bit. And then the actual eyeshadows over here are also just awesome. Like these two shades here, Shade and Attitude, look so beautiful all over the lid. WTF and Backtalk, I really enjoy as well. The one thing I will say is that I wish there was a lighter transition shade in here. Like I wish they did one matte light brown shade because I do find I use my bronzer a lot as my first kind of transition shade if I don't go in with the mauvey Backtalk one. But overall, I really like this palette. I like the concept of it. I appreciate that it's different. At first I wasn't too sure about this removable mirror, but it's actually, you know, has proven to not be an issue whatsoever. So yeah, like I've gotten quite a few questions about people asking me my opinion on this palette, and honestly, I really like it. Like I think it's awesome and it's worth your money. Getting 8 shadows, 4 cheek products, and I just love mauvey rosy tones, so this is right up my alley. I'm really rambling on and on about it, but I truly, you guys, have used this constantly, and I've gotten a lot of compliments of people being like, oh, like I like your mauvey rosy stuff, and I'm like, Backtalk. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on my channel. I'm sure I've used it in videos, but this product is so good, and I wanted to mention it because oftentimes with like setting powders, and you know, there's some products out there that are just not super exciting, but they're really awesome and deserve some recognition. This is the Nyx Hd Finishing Powder. It says it's mineral based, and this one is in the shade Banana, so it has that nice kind of like yellow tone to it, but don't let that scare you. When you have fair skin like I do, anything that looks yellow on our under eye area especially does not work. Like that banana powder that Kim Kardashian made famous, that would be awful on me. Like I would look like I have yellow under my eyes. This just has an ever so slight kind of yellow tone to it that I find just to be extremely brightening. I find that it sets my concealer so nicely, and the reason it does such a good job is because I can't notice it. It just gives that nice kind of overall brightening effect to the face without actually noticing there's powder on, and it doesn't look heavy or cakey or anything like that. And you can see that I love this product. I have hit pan tremendously on it, but yeah, if you are looking for a great finishing powder, I would recommend this one. I love traveling with this because I do try to avoid using loose powders when I travel, so this one is great. It's a great option, and they have more shades too if this one is too light for you or too dark for you. A new product that I really like is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Full Coverage Concealer. So this came out a few months ago. I waited to get my hands on it just because I find there's so many good concealers at the drugstore that I have a hard time justifying high-end concealer prices, but this one is really good. It is so full coverage. Like, it makes sense because it's in line with their all-nighter foundation, which that's the whole point of it, super, super full coverage. But I got mine in the shade Fair Warm. And what I like to do with it is like whatever comes out on the wand, I just do like a little dot, and then using a damp sponge, I blend it in. So this is not the type of concealer that I'm painting it on and getting this like full mask on my face. Did I get it in my hair? I'm not getting this full, you know, mask on my face. I just want a little bit, and I find it just gives full coverage, and you just need to use the tiniest bit. And I actually really like pairing it with this NYX powder, but it really dries down that if you are someone that you really don't want to be using powders on your face or on your under eyes, this is something I would recommend. Yeah, and it's really good. It's a great little concealer. However, I feel like it's like very small. Like you probably don't get a lot of product in here. Oh, I have one more eyeshadow to mention. Got a lot of eyeshadows happening. You probably saw this one coming though. This is the NYX Single Eye Shadow, their Prismatic shadow in Blue Jeans. The last video I posted, I used this in a tutorial, and I love this eyeshadow. I love the formula. I've talked about the Prismatic eyeshadows so often on my channel, but this particular shade is so unique and beautiful. And if you are looking to get on board with the whole blue trend that's happening, I would highly recommend it because I find it to be super impactful and like stunning, but also wearable. It's not crazy. It looks just like cool on the eyes, and yeah, such a good eyeshadow. So loving it. Okay, a product that I wanted to mention because I use it every single day, and I'm sure I've mentioned on my channel before, but I don't really know. Actually, when I am doing my like favorites videos and that kind of stuff, and I'm gathering products, I actually don't go back and look through other favorites to see what I've talked about or not talked about, because I really want it to just be like genuinely the things that I'm loving and using without having to like analyze if I've like discussed it or you know what I mean. So I've probably talked about this, but I have to mention this. This is from La Roche-Posay, and this is their sunscreen from Anthelios. It's an ultra fluid lotion, SPF 60. So this is for the face, and I wear this, you guys, every single day without fail, in the morning after I wash my face, or I should say after I do a nice swipe of micellar water, because in the morning when I'm about to do my makeup, guys, I like could not be bothered to go and be doing like a full wash, you know? Like, does that make me a bad person? Probably. So I like to put this on after I do my micellar water. This has a super lightweight matte finish to it. Like, it's really just, you can't even notice it's on your face, but I just feel so good using this because then I go on with my moisturizer and then I go on with my makeup, but I've got my sunscreen on and I just have my protection because it is so important. And I will tell you guys that I have people often say to me, because I'm 28, like, I know that's young, I don't think that's old, but I have people say to me often, like, you really don't have like fine lines, or like your skin, like, you know, normally you start to see aging and stuff. I swear to you guys, it's sunscreen, and I've been using sunscreen consistently for years now, and I think it really does make a big difference. And I just take a little bit, like I don't take a ton, and I apply it to my skin, just kind of patting it in. And I also take whatever's left over all down my neck area. I'll put the rest that's not on, that I didn't use up, also on my hands to get some protection there. And I keep a bottle of sunscreen in my car as well to reapply sunscreen to my hands throughout the day. And then, yeah, like I just, if you don't use sunscreen, like get on board. Like, especially this one right here, you won't feel like you're wearing sunscreen. And especially, like, it's just, it's so important. And it's like, I saw a stat that was like, 80%, or I should know the numbers, but I forget, something about like 85% of people know the dangers associated with not using sunscreen, but like only half of those people actually use sunscreen, or even less than that. I don't know. I should really not share stats unless I know the actual numbers. But what I'm saying is that if you need a sunscreen, this one's awesome. There's a lot of good ones out there, but just use one, guys. And I just wanted to share this because it's something I use every day, always. Moving along to hair care. So the first thing I have to talk about is from Redken. This is called Scalp Relief Soothing Balance Shampoo for stressed, sensitive hair and scalp. And I will tell you, I've never been someone who I've had like dandruff or like dry scalp or anything like that. I don't know, I have very dry hair, like I don't know, but probably like 2 months ago, I noticed that my scalp, like right where my part is, I had all these like dry, flaky chunks. It was so awful. And so I think that's what dandruff is. I don't really know. I didn't really like change anything in my hair care. Like the whole thing was very weird. And I washed my hair and I noticed it happened again. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I a dandruff lady now? Like I was sad because especially with dark hair, it is so noticeable. Like I felt very embarrassed. Thankfully, I guess one good thing about it being like -30 in Calgary for so long is I was just wearing a toque all the time. But anyways, I went into a hair place and I told her my deal and she recommended this, and this is a little miracle. I swear you guys, this helped my hair, my scalp. Immediately after one use, I noticed it was all gone, and now I continue to use it like once a week. So like every other time I wash my hair, because I probably wash my hair like twice a week-ish, maybe 3 times. So I'm trying to use this like once a week, and I find it's kept everything under control. And if you are suffering with that issue, this is a very wonderful solution because it was like 20 bucks. And I don't know how it fixes it, but it did. So really grateful to this and to the Chatter's recommendation from the girl. Thank you so much. Okay, more hair stuff. You guys have heard me mention this 100,000 times. The Kerastase Elixir Ultime oil is just amazing. There's no better oil out there. It is so hydrating without being greasy. I like to apply it when my hair is damp, when my hair is dry. It doesn't leave any sort of like chunkiness. It just adds actual moisture. It is so luxurious. Like this hair oil is amazing. Another product that I absolutely have been loving from Kerastase is this. This is called the Spray Apporter. I don't know. It is a tousled effect spray. So it's basically a texturizing spray. So I apply this to my hair when it's damp, and I love the way this makes my hair look. It gives that kind of like beachy effect, and it adds a little bit of like grit to the hair almost, but not in a way that is like unenjoyable. I find it just, I don't know, what else does it say? I just really like it. It says that it has heat styling protection in it as well, which is awesome. I actually even have been enjoying using it on my dry hair just a little bit, and it just creates a little bit of like zhuzh to the hair. I first saw Katie from Lustrelux talk about this, and her hair is actually another inspiration when I cut my hair. So really like this stuff if you're looking for some texture, some beachy waves. Another Kerastase. You guys, I've really been loving Kerastase. You guys know I always talk about the brand, but it just is really high quality, awesome hair care. Like it really is. So the next one is called the VIP Volume in Powder. So this is basically like a hairspray that adds grit and texture. So what I like to do with this is just spray it into the roots of my hair. And I don't normally wear my hair straight actually. It's normally like always curly. But anyways, this is gonna show you. So it basically adds a little bit again of that like grit to it, which is so important when you have shorter hair. You really need to have some of that dimension and that texture. So I spray it on my roots and then just kind of go like this. And you can see it just creates some volume. I could imagine if you have fine hair, this would be your best friend. But yeah, I have been absolutely loving this, and it smells so good. And then lastly, I have this Laque Dentelle. It's a micro mist fixing hairspray. So I like to take this one and put it at the bottom, at the ends of my hair, just to like give, again, a little bit more texture, but I don't really want to be spraying like the powdery one into the bottom of my hair. So I take that very fine mist, like look at this. Like it's just like, and it disappears, and I just really like it. And I feel like these products all together, this like trifecta, except with 4 products, so a quad, I find they all are amazing, and they've been helping my hair and just really allowing me to style it, because it's not until you have short hair that you realize how important styling products are. Like when I had longer hair, when I had extensions in, you just kind of curl your hair and go with it. Now I'm realizing it's so important to get some of that like volume and texture and movement and blah blah blah, you guys know. So, oh, I have one other product. I felt the need to mention this, and I'm serious about this, guys. So this is called Shout Triple Acting Laundry Stain Remover. if you are someone like myself and you spill constantly and you always are a mess because you cannot have a meal without spilling, this is going to be your best friend. I have tried many stain removers out there, Tide pens, Shout, like there's other ones out there. Oh my God, this is Shout. I didn't even know what it is. I'm sorry, Shout. I almost gave you a bad name, but I'm calling you out, right? I'm calling you out in a positive way right now. So this is awesome. And I will tell you, this has removed so many stains for me, and like tough stains. And the reason that I'm just so impressed with it currently is because I had a dress that I wore like 2 years ago at a wedding. And I got oil, like a grease stain on it. And it's this light lavender dress and I love it. And I just thought it was done for. I had tried stain removers, whatever else, and it didn't work. And I don't even know why I still kept the dress, but randomly a few days ago, I was like, I'm gonna try and get that stain out one last time or else I have to toss the dress. Guys, this got it out. That has been a grease stain sitting on a dress for almost 2 years now, and it worked. So highly recommend this. You know, I'm just really happy that I now have a dress back in my life. What a weird favorite, but it genuinely is a favorite. It's like what I'm most excited about. So that is everything, guys. That's everything that I have been really in love with using consistently. This list was not hard to compile because basically all of these products were sitting right over here right before this video. So please let me know if you love any of the products that I talked about, if you want to try any of them, what your current favorites are, all that good stuff, because I feel like I haven't talked to y'all in a while. And that's all. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Put that little bell thing on because apparently we have to do that now. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.